celebrity.
Despite a year of pandemics, political turmoil and pub doors locked, Nottingham punk rock veterans Verbal Warning were still delighted to celebrate their 40th anniversary in a very odd 2020. Sadly, a scheduled full year of great gigs fell foul of bloody coronavirus. But it had started well enough with an appearance at the Great British Alternative Festival at Minehead and a show up in Blackpool just a few days before the first big lockdown. The band began the year on a high after the career milestone of playing the main stage of the Great British Alternative Festival at Skegness in 2019, where they shared a bill with the likes of the Stranglers, the Wild Hearts, Cockney Rejects, Tom Robinson Band and the Undertones. That coup followed victory in the public voting on the same festival's introducing stage of the year before. More on that in a bit. But it did feel like reward for years of gigging, building a regular audience through a range of song subjects from politics to humour. The band have always tried to make live shows as entertaining and crowd engaging as possible, sometimes doing sets up to 2 hours long, with new songs mixing with the old, plus a selection of crowd pleasing covers. And of course, there are the Flying Plastic Ducks. The second era of Verbal Warning had already seen the band play at a wealth of big festivals, including Rebellion in Blackpool, the biggest punk festival in the world, the prestigious Bearded Theory, Concrete Jungle at Canberra Sands, the Rock and Bike Festival, Glastonwick near Brighton, Strummer Camp in Manchester, loads of Canberra beer festivals and lots of other festivals all over the land. The second incarnation of the band also played direct support to many of the big names like the UK Subs, Eddie and the Hot Rods, Penetration, Sham 69, Patrick Fitzgerald, TV Smith, Attila the Stockbroker, Vice Squad, Newtown Neurotics, The Members, Anti-Nowhere League, Splodulus Abounds, Temple Tudor, The Lurkers, the list is endless. But first, let us take you back into the mists of time for the first version of Verbal Warning. Chumbawamba, Conflict, Napalm Death, Resistance 77 and the Subhumans all shared bills with the original Warning in their first incarnation when the band built themselves an uncompromising reputation in the Nottingham area. The first gig, performed as the tastefully named Dead Presleys, was at Nottingham's legendary Ad-Lib Club on the 7th of December 1980. After it was discovered the local Teddy Boy community didn't share the band's sense of humour, the name was quickly changed to Verbal Warning, and the classic lineup of Paul on guitar, Adolf on drums, Colin on bass and Dave on vocals then evolved. A gig at Beeston Community Centre on the 11th of July 1981 saw them on a bill with one potential difference, whose vocalist John, that's me, is now the frontman for the modern day VW. The band shared several bills in those early days. On the 22nd of January 1983, Warning appeared with Conflict, an Omega tribe at Nottingham's Union Club, but were forced to leave the venue quickly after plugs were pulled on them during the set and threats made when the band suggested to a hostile and partisan audience that their heroes, Conflict and Crass, were only rock and roll bands. Whoops! But it wasn't to last much longer, and after a handful of gigs and more personnel changes, a show with Lost Cherries at Nottingham's long since demolished narrowboat venue proved to be the catalyst for a prolonged sabbatical. The revived Verbal Warning finally spluttered back into life in 2005 when Paul suddenly decided to resurrect the band. He switched to bass and found drummer Ian and guitarist Lee via the internet, and with Dave Smith by now living in Ireland, he turned the years back to bring in John as frontman. Trying to keep the spirit of old school punk rock alive, the band retained some of the old songs as well as writing some new ones, and actually being able to play their instruments this time around. The new lineup took the band in a slightly more melodic direction while making sure to retain the old energy. Their nerve-wracking first gig for the new lineup was supporting Smother and the Peer Pressure Puppets at Mansfield's Town Mill on Friday the 27th of May 2005. Gigs in Nottingham and Bishop Stortford followed before the band quickly took to their first outdoor festival stage, courtesy of Blythe Power, at the Tallington Ashes in Lincolnshire in July of that year. Here's a short live set from the Town Mill in that first year back in action. Don't we look young?
With a Verbal Warning, we specialise in obscure Albanian folk poetry. Cheers. Anybody here own a hoodie? If you've got one, apparently you're definitely a criminal. It's now official. Every hoodie comes with a special police caution inside the pocket, ready-made for you. But it doesn't matter who you are, someone will always be anti-you. Whoever you are, whatever you do, social world. you 'cause the way you talk. Can't see you 'cause the way you walk. Can't see you, I don't like your face. Can't see you, think you're a disgrace. Whether you are, whatever you do, it's also what who's out to you. Whether you are, whatever you do, it's also what who's out to you. I'm going to play you a nice love ballad now. Once upon a time, you'd go out at night, you walk into a bar, you meet a woman, you buy her a drink. Things develop from there. These days, you don't even have to leave your own bedroom. You switch your computer on, you're away. You've got a whole world of women waiting for you. You've done it as well. This one's called Cyber Love Song. You wanted to keep it cyber only. I'm sitting here and I'm feeling lonely. Your hard words keep me in our world. You're still my red-hot computer girl, yeah! You see, sitting on my favourites list, even though we never kissed. The rest consigned to history. Refresh me now and come to me. You wanted to keep it cyber only. I'm sitting here and I'm feeling lonely. Your hot words keep me in our world. You're still my red-hot computer girl, yeah! Long hot nights, waking away. Mouse on fire till break of day. Email love don't satisfy. We never met, but here's goodbye. You wanted to keep it cyber only. I'm sitting here and I'm feeling lonely. Your hot words keep me in our world. You're still my red-hot computer girl, yeah! My hard drive is wearing thin. Not enough memory, must give in. Now I know we'll never meet. Time to right-click and delete. The next one won't be cyber only. No more sitting here really lonely. My hot words will give me our world. And I know my computer girl. The next one won't be cyber only. No more sitting here really lonely. Her hot words will give me our world. And I know my computer girl. Cheers. It can make you go blind as well. Anybody here ready for their ID cards? Apparently we're all going to be getting them. It's going to cost you £300. And of course it's going to stop terrorism. terrorism like it's done in Spain and Germany where they've introduced them. All it's going to mean is all your information is going to be there for some bastard to hack into and enjoy. Let's fight it. This one's called Free Country.
Size. They want to know who you love and hate. They want to control and dictate. Free country is it fun? Open your eyes, take a look. Free country is it hell? Open your eyes, can't you tell? Flush you from the cradle to the grave. So by Christ you better behave. They got you on videotape, and you know there's no escape. Free country is it hell? Open your eyes, can't you tell? Free country is it hell? Open your eyes, can't you tell? Gotta do something we can't do. Gotta do something to make them see. Gotta do something to make them agree that we wanna be totally free country. Is it hell? Open your eyes, can't you tell? Free country. Is it hell? Open your eyes, can't you tell? What should have went inside and labelled all the things of the media? What you all to look the same? You become this stereotype. Free country. Is it hell? Open your eyes, can't you tell? Free country. Is it hell? Open your eyes, can't you tell?
Cheers. Well, short and sweet because we can only do 5 songs. We've come to our 5th song. This one is about the terrorism in the world, particularly the ones that have been happening in London recently. Bush and Blair might tell you it's nothing to do with Iraq, but we all know it is to do with Iraq. And at the minute what's been going on down there is child's play to what might happen. If somebody gets into this country with some nuclear material, that's going to make a bomb that's going to kill people now and for many years to come. This one's called Dirty Bomb.
Soon, somewhere, someone is going to drop a dirty bomb. Throwing bombs that we'll dread. Going to leave 1,000,000 dead. Dirty bomb, dirty bomb, dirty bomb. Dirty bomb, dirty bomb, dirty bomb. Lucky we'll die straight away. The rest out being our price to pay. That's the creepy vessel like death. I'm gonna need until you're dying breath. Dirty bomb, dirty bomb, dirty bomb. Dirty bomb, dirty bomb, dirty bomb. Touch us yet. Dirty bomb, dirty bomb, dirty bomb, dirty bomb, dirty bomb, dirty bomb, dirty bomb.
By October 2005, VW had ticked one of their ambition boxes by doing a gig at the Victoria in Derby supporting punk rock pioneers The Vibrators, and were beginning to build themselves a loyal following in the Nottingham, Derby and Mansfield areas. The long overdue debut album, A Kick in the Verbals, was released in 2006 and regular live shows continued. That album is now sold out, but the band do plan to re-release a shiny remastered version with added live tracks very soon. Keep an eye out. After another 4 years of gigging, second album, the stunning Red Star Radio, came out in summer 2010 and was very well received in reviews. But in the end, that stable lineup of Verbal Warning lasted 10 happy sweaty years before guitarist Lee and drummer Ian decided to quit, giving the band a whole year's notice to enable continuity. Paul and John then recruited Tone Deaf on guitar and Verbal Warning fan Ant on drums and put them through their paces for several months of sweaty rehearsals at the Loft Studio in Long Eaton. New lineup of Paul, John, Ant and Tone had their first outing at the Olympic pub in Draycott on Friday the 5th of June 2015, followed by a much bigger affair playing in the big marquee on West Park at Long Eaton Carnival on Saturday the 20th of June, just 2 weeks later. The new look VW then went from strength to strength, with gig numbers rising up to over 60 a year. They also recorded a fantastic new album, No Half Measures, which unlike the previous two, did not contain a cover version on it. That lineup lasted 4 busy years before Tone Deaf elected to make a full-time move to Bowie tribute band Rebel Rebel. But he bowed out on a glorious note as his final gig as a full-time member was on the main stage at that great British alternative festival at Skegness. It had taken the band 38 years to reach the big spotlight and stemmed from winning the festival's introducing stage vote by a country mile against some top-class opposition the year before, probably the band's best ever gig. That gave Verbal Warning their moment in the sun at last, as they drew a good crowd to see them on the festival's prestigious centre stage in 2019. Since then, the band have continued to be busy, with Steve Harding of Two Guitars Clash becoming the regular live guitarist, with the odd outing for young up-and-coming talent Sam Hadfield too. Also, Pam from Spam has been seen jumping up with the band for a Rosillo's cover or two on a regular basis. With 2020 a write-off thanks to COVID, the band are now planning for a host of festivals and gigs for 2021, as well as honing new songs for album number 4 in between the lockdowns. In the meantime, a massive thank you to everyone who has ever turned up at one of the gigs, cheered and heckled, thrown ducks, bought merch, and generally made the whole thing fun and worthwhile. As Joe Strummer said, without people, you're nothing. Cheers all, and see you at the front very soon. This story is not over yet. Now sit back and enjoy a few video blasts from the past, with live footage from 2005 onwards, culminating in tracks from those two big Skegness shows. Duck!
This song's about that special human relationship you thought you got when you saw her across the bar. You take her out a few times, all of a sudden she's not the person you thought that she was. But there's only one way in this relationship, there's no outdoor. This one's called Bunny Boiler.
She was dead, made my life a living hell. Evil witches cast a spell. She will never leave me alone. Oh, I'm bringing my telephone. Drop me slowly round the bed. Touch her and soul and passed away. If you ever see her, I just gotta warn ya, stay away from her. She's a body boiler. If you ever see her, I just gotta warn ya, stay well clear of her. She's a body boiler. Too much later you'll run a mile. No real chance to start anew. I know just what that girl will do. Watch out for your family too. Anyway she can, she'll get to you. She posts love letters through your door. Top of 8 mails to the day before. If you ever see her, I just gotta warn ya, stay away from her. She's a body boiler. If you ever see her, I just gotta warn ya, stay away from her. She's a body boiler. She's a body boiler. Oh yeah. She was dead. Now that witch has cast a spell. Twisted fucking rotting hell. She will never leave me alone. Oh, I'm bringing my telephone. Drop me slowly round the bed. Touch her and told me got to end. If you ever see her, I just gotta warn ya, stay away from her. She's a body boiler. If you ever see her, I just gotta warn ya, stay away from her. She's a body boiler. Seems like 5 minutes, but it's now 3 years since we lost the late great Joe Strummer, and at this point we're just gonna pay a little tribute to the Clash if anybody's into that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of the dog, the rare opportunity, the one I never got.
This song is dedicated to the countryside lions and all those brave men and women who used to love riding around the countryside chasing small defenceless animals, foxes, hares, rabbits, domestic kittens, small children. This one's called Kill an Animal.
Whether it be religion, type of music, whatever, everybody feels more comfortable being part of a gang, having a label to them. What's yours? What do you label you to? What's your label? What do you do? What do you label you to? Well, on my back's a pack, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here, I'm signing a bill. When you want to say goodbye, the dawn is breaking. So
My hangover's kicking in.
Oh, his hangover's kicking in. This man drank Shrewsbury Dry last night. A round of applause for drinking Shrewsbury Dry.
It's a hard job, but someone had to do it.
Right, this is something about political correctness. Fine, get rid of the racism, get rid of the homophobia. But for fuck's sake, you've got to be able to say whether you want your coffee black or white. And all the nursery rhymes being killed out. This is so crap now. The more we kill it off, the more freedom dies. This is a song called Freedom Dies! Looking for humanity. Don't see no ways on me. CCTV's everywhere. Freedom dies. You two brother, you're no good. Political correctness from the hood. United States goes down life. That's not freedom. Freedom dies. We've got nowhere to go. Got no future to the day. Think out the weapons. It's something we can't ignore! Don't give it, don't do good, or they can't quit. Dictate to and more, like it's 1984. You do good, or you're no good. Political correctness, brotherhood. United States, rules our life. That's not freedom, freedom dies! Then what should I follow just like sheep? No more questions, just admit. Bureaucracy fills your head. That's not freedom, freedom's dead!
Standing in the corner by the ATM, look more fussy than Bobby and Ken. You're not real and my mates and me. You're just a Z-list celebrity. I'm a celebrity, aren't I good? Look all day in the mirror if I could. Bring and power when I am out, especially when the press are about. Whoa, whoa. What I'm good at no one knows, except when I stand and pose. You're not far up the social tree. You're just a Z-list celebrity. I'm a celebrity, aren't I good? Look all day in the mirror if I could. Bring and power when I am out, especially when the press are about. Whoa, whoa. Celebrity, celebrity, I wanna be, I wanna be, I wanna be, I wanna be, I wanna be a celebrity, celebrity, celebrity. Self-obsessed by the way I look, prance around like Lady Mook. Don't you realise, can't you see? You're just a Z-list celebrity. I'm a celebrity, aren't I good? Look all day in the mirror if I could. Bring and power when I am out, especially when the press are about. Whoa, whoa. Don't you know just who I am? What do you mean you don't give a damn? You're just a talentless wannabe. You're just a Z-list celebrity. I'm a celebrity, aren't I good? Look all day in the mirror if I could. Bring and power when I am out, especially when the press are about. Whoa.
Look how much we spent on the decor this year. Look at how much this show cost us. Jesus. Are we ready?
Who gives a dog?
Right. It's great to see you all again. Another year has gone by. Welcome to the Rock and Bike Festival! 1, 2, 3, 4. band. Come and tell us afterwards which version was better. There's quite a few people being shocked how much this Tory government have put into this COVID crisis. All the different schemes have been helping people out, but it's terrified no more than this man, the world's most tight-fisted man who can't believe anybody would spend money on anything. He's quite liking lockdowns because he doesn't have to spend a penny, he just sits at home and gets drunk on his own. This is called Tight Fist and this is his theme tune.
1, 2, 3, 1.
You're so mean, you cause a scene. If someone around, where you would just be. You don't touch the toilet when you're in for a pee. You use the milk for your cereal and your tea. Have a word being in a charity shop. You're trying to save money, you'll no stop. See, that's always used twice or more. Always stop at the discount store. Use the same coffee every year. Don't try to drink someone else's beer. You're so tight-fisted that you never buy around, even when it's being insisted. So tight-fisted that you need to open door, well it must be resisted. So tight-fisted, generosity is something that's never existed. So tight-fisted, you're very sharp, bitter,
it's twisted. When the spoon stops sachets of ketchup because of him, a fallen is money soon parted. What I see, saving money is my obsession. Nothing better than our money, saving money.
Jimmy Savile when he was alive, forget when he was dead. Don't leave your kids near this man. Right, we're going to play you another song, and while this song is going on, if you've never seen this before, you'll be given a small yellow plastic duck. Please hold it until the next song, and then you can pelt the band with it at the appropriate moment. In the meantime, we're just going to distribute the ducks. There's 500 of them. If people throw them early, it'll look a bit shit. If they all come together, it'll look fucking brilliant.
But you got
In the meantime,
you got to aim them at John, not us.
Yeah, aim them at me, I don't care. So, we're going to play one of our darker numbers now. This is called Control Freak. over and it's your own fucking fault. You've got to sue the ass of somebody. So with apologies to Johnny Cash, we wrote this song called A Ploy Named Sue, and in it, there's the word dog. On the word dog, tell the fuck out the mouth.
Just lie there and bitch will never both get rich. No, we're nothing, we're just helping you get free. All your lights and all your pains will never, ever be in vain. So you let's hope they're well insured. So you let's try out even the score. So you some cash with ease. Screw you, your American disease. Accidents never happen, there's always a scapegoat. Then we'll push our service right down your engine throat. There's money in misery, big stakes in all your brakes. Plenty of cash and no rush, there's pennies in your pain. So let's hope they're well insured. So let's try out even the score. So we'll make some cash with these. Screw you, your American disease. Are you ready for this? Jump right up, the pavement left right up. I never look where I'm going in. No one shouts a dog.
My word. They just keep coming.
Well, me, there's a real one among the plastic ones. That was covered in beer. I think it's beer anyway.
There's one in
Thank you for that,
sauce.
sir. It's a bit salty.
Again, the one in hoisin sauce. We've got tea tonight.
Fuck me, it's like the migration season.
Should we crack on while they're doing
On me
this?
head, son. Let's finish the song.
Compo, losing money. Find somebody else to blame. Brilliant for my way of life. It's such a bloody shame. So you, let's hope they're well insured. So you, let's try out even the score. So you, we'll make some cash with ease. So you, your American disease. So you, let's hope they're well insured. So you, let's try out even the score. So you, we'll make some cash with ease. So you, fuck your American disease.
Thank you. What a beautiful sight. Tell Hollywood everyone that. And all round Mr. Nice Guy, the fantastic Mr. Piers Morgan.
Giant forehead prick.
Boys, thank you very, very much for listening. We've been verbal warning. We've got some CDs, t-shirts.
People bought the drinks and got on that way. There was a time there was a thing called computer dating, where you had a home PC, and on there you joined these websites and met members of the opposite sex. And that's about the time this album was written. So this is a song going back to the days of computer dating, and we tried to get as many puns in there as we possibly could, apart from Carter USM. So we'll give this one a go. We haven't played it for a while. This one is called Cyber Love Song.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Cheers. There's some very attractive people on that far row over there. I wish you'd come closer.
To the sound of screaming, the day changed quickly and without warning. Without warning. So holding hands, they jump together, calling strangers to forever know.
a chance to say goodbye to loved ones. A one-way ticket to the great beyond. One through the red lines. Set to roll, make the ground. Oh, you're happy, you're like this. So finish there, sit your hand. Worth the floor, that's it, love. The final rush, in the dark. To the sound of screaming. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you.
Stood up to be counted, and the wall came tumbling down. Freedom could not be doubted, and the wall came tumbling down. Life was hard, life was tough, and the wall came tumbling down. Then they decided they had enough, and the wall came tumbling down. vans chugging into West Berlin, land of opportunity and capitalist sin. Then the people stood up to be counted, and the wall came tumbling down. Freedom could not be doubted, and the wall came tumbling down. Life was hard, life was tough, and the wall came tumbling down. Then they decided they'd had enough, and the wall came tumbling down. Na 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 na, and the wall came tumbling down.